최인규입니다. 일단 썸머 시즌도 이렇게 큰 무대에서 최종전 할 수 있어서 굉장히 좋은 것 같고, 네, 이렇게 좋은 무대에서 할 수 있어 영광인 것 같습니다. 일단 그때랑 되게 비슷한 스토리긴 한데 이제 썸머는 완전히 저희가 경기력이나 기세에서 다르다고 생각을 하고 이번 최종전은 다른 결과 보여줄 수 있을 거라고 생각하고 있습니다. 사실 양 팀 모두 5명 다 잘하는 선수들이라고 생각은 하는데 그래도 T1이라면은 조금 더 제우스 선수가 경계되는 선수라고 생각하고 있습니다. 3대 0으로 이기면 너무 좋을 것 같고 좀 더 재밌는 경기가 펼쳐진다면 3대 1 정도 예상하고 있습니다. 일단 오래 걸린 만큼 이번에는 꼭 결승전 가서 우승할 수 있도록 잘 해보겠습니다.
안녕하세요. T1 감독 꼬마 김정균입니다. 무조건 이겨야겠다 이 생각만 가지고 있는 것 같습니다. 네, 그때는 제가 좀 방향성을 잘못 잡은 것 같은데 이번에는 잘 잡은 것 같아서 좋은 결과가 나올 거라고 생각하고 있습니다. 네, 일단은 오늘은 이제 상체가 되게 좀 중요할 거라고 생각하고 있습니다. 스코어는 3대 1 예상하고 있습니다. 최초를 이어나갈 수 있도록 오늘 경기에서 꼭 승리하겠습니다.
Expect to crush the Jax. It'd be interesting to see as well, though. I
Look at the
think
swap, by the way.
Oh.
Guma's playing Ziggs.
so. They are swapping it now and put the Caitlyn in the mid lane. I mean,
Yep.
you outrange the Smolder quite hard. We'll see what Faker's able to do on this. Keeping us guessing, keeping HLE guessing till the last moment.
The crowd just like panicked. I don't know, that was a weird reaction. Everybody just like can't believe it.
Because it's Guma on your team.
Yeah. Side of Zeus. We'll see how it works out as we are ready. Let's hop into the ring for game number 1 of the lower finals. Alrighty, here we go. Game number 1. And it looks like we're face checking some brushes here as Faker, he's gonna net over the wall. Has to take a net at level 1.
And solo Q towards Grasp is to kind of mirror the sustain. But I think here you just want, when you do end up trading with the Caitlyn, being able to trade the Q. But you can see here, you know, part of the thing, not having your Q level 1, Faker is going to lose in terms of the early push. And be pressured.
Is how insanely proactive he is towards the early sidelines. As was mentioned earlier, this time around though, only gonna get a couple of small Krugs, but not a lot more. Zay is being covered here towards this top side of the map.
Yeah, really important. I feel like the diving like a mini Gnar
Oh, Peanut.
is such a bread and butter play.
I would not put it past him to flash some walls and try to get in onto Faker as there's the magical journey. Faker, does he know he's in trouble? He will flash away. And that's going to be Peanut. Trading flashes with mid lane Caitlyn. You'll take that.
Yes, there's just so limited impact you can have there. Now they are looking for a dive here on a
Yeah,
torrent.
they see Owner here, and alrighty. Just going to take a mean look at him and then run the other way. They don't know exactly where the enemy jungler is, where Peanut is, and they're not going to try to dive a Counter-Strike Jax.
As this crash comes through, but the Light and Peanut are both in the area. Do also know that obviously with the ultimate or of the portal, it's going to be really easy to come through as we do have Zeka harassing a little bit here.
Yeah, this is kind of risky because it feels like Carrier went top to cover Zeus because obviously HLE are leaning top for the Grubs, but now Zeka
he's going in there. He's 1v3. He's like, no, I've got Mom. And he's just going to push them up. He buys enough time. And now Hanwha Life Esports rotate over. And they're going to get both as, yep, there's the smite. They take down the Drake.
An ultimate available. There's not all you can do is Peanut.
Yep, Hex flashing in. And actually just going to real flash on top of Faker here. And that is going to be Faker in a ton of trouble. Owner does make his way over, but that's first blood. Given over to the Smolder in the mid lane. Meanwhile, on top, Dorian going to force a flash. He does trade, but takes the win in this 1v1.
And
just a level 5 Bard, I'm not really that threatening. Here is a dive on the top lane. Doran is going to get flashed on by Carrier, and a bunch of damage goes into this Jax as Zeus will take him down, and they do get revenge for him.
For the Leona Q now. HLE going for the Grubs again, and it looks like T1 want to try and stop them from getting the full 6.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting that T1 just really don't have much presence on these Grubs. I mean, they're fighting to get 1 at this point in time, maybe 2. With their Caitlyn Ziggs combo, and they should be able to get 2 unless Hanwha Life Esports have a big plan invested here.
Doran does have his TP available, so he can join, but it looks like Hanwha Life. Oh!
Peanut had smite, and he's going to take number 5, so that's
there
5 Grubs
TP
for the side of Hanwha Life Esports. Here's the TP, as you mentioned, getting right into that backline. The Ziggs. Guma, he's all alone. Down he will go. And that's a bonus kill as well for Hanwha Life Esports on top of everything else.
As well that Zeka is able to just roam down bot, catch the bot wave, so there isn't really a cross-map opportunity as Guma is Ziggs, but doesn't have his ultimate right now.
Oh boy. I mean, there's no TPs. He's alone. There's 3 people here for Hanwha Life Esports. There's just no way for Guma to get out of this situation as Peanut and Delight set up yet another kill. And yes, T1 will get the dragon.
That's a first for mid Caitlyn, which I guess is a first in general.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk a lot about the Caitlyn mid-game sort of power trough, but particularly if you go on IE first, that is not going to feel super rewarding until...
Of course, but yeah, I mean, Hanwha Life Esports, in terms of their map impact, it feels like they're the team with the Ziggs when obviously they don't have Ziggs, but they are just taking all the turrets. They're taking the entire map at this point in time. They get the first top one. They get this inner one immediately with double demolish, it looks like, coming in there, as well as the Rift Herald. Huge value with all the objectives they're getting. Able to approach anything, but it's kind of an awkward spot where they're trying to set up a nice little box for them around this objective, but Hanwha Life Esports might just barge on through.
Yeah, they see Faker in the bot lane, so they just run through all the traps and clear them out, and
Here
now,
it is. Yeah.
good old burning the flash from Guma.
But that very early poppy pick is going to be fantastic about just running straight at the objective and saying, okay, well, Sejuani can't do anything, Leona can't do anything. How are you going to engage? But now it's actually Hanwha Life Esports that engage onto the Leona themselves. Generally not a good idea, but they will force the flash of Keria. And now the Jhin ult is coming out, just trying to zone them away. T1 thinking about getting on in here, but Peanut just going to launch Owner into the sky, and that is going to be the Infernal Drake already in the hands of Hanwha Life. Flash on in from Peanut, looking for more, but he's going to take a ton of damage. He goes Keria, though. He is extremely low. And now we've got Doran on the flank. Zeus does not have Meganar, and Zeka is just farming the stacks right now, as it's a very broken up fight. Nobody is going to die yet, but now Doran in a bit of trouble. He's got to flash away, and just barely is going to walk this one off.
Very scrappy fight with the way it ended up playing out. You know, some little mistakes here and there from both sides, but no one ends up going down. Fantastic, but even though they made some mistakes, they didn't get punished as much as they could. Speaking of punished,
this is very weird, the setup. Delight in a bit of trouble. He's just trying to walk this one off. He doesn't have flash. There is a magical journey, but now we got TP coming in. Zeus, he wants this, but he's just going to get stunned up against the wall. And the flash on in, the ace in the hole, Delight, he's got a shield. Here comes the rest of the team. His owner gonna throw an ult, and they finally take out
over push and end up going down in the side lane, but I do think he's really cleaned up play in the recent series. We'll see if T1 can use that as a pressure point. Here we go again.
Uh-oh, Guma, he has flash. He's not going to use it this time. Finally will use it. There's Bomb from the sky as well, and now Peanut just running away from this one. Owner going to throw an ult, as a lot of these fights very much on a nice edge, but that is a Poppy as the satchel comes in. You can't kill the Poppy at this point in time, but they're going to force Hanwha Life Esports back, and Hanwha Life themselves not able to get too much out of the trade either. They do force Peanut to flash away. He's going to pull out the helicopter, just threaten it here to save this turret. And now he will go for a back.
his flash again, not ideal. And they do try and focus on Peanut, but they just didn't have the damage available there. You know, a lot of burst, even the Caitlyn as well.
Doran stepping on a trap, and he nearly dies. He's going to be forced out of this one. And he just TP'd in the mid. So now he doesn't exist, and T1 have their sights on something here. Maybe the Baron. Gonna throw it out, and he's going to hit him. Doran!
There are no Withers ults available. They can't let him near the pit.
No, Jhin ult for Viper, and he's super low. This is so hard to contest.
The zone control.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything about this. I mean, it's a very early Baron, but yeah, Hanwha Life Esports say, okay, we just have to take mid tier 1, and that's about it. Maybe to get the Dragon, but T1 will get this Baron off the map. There it goes. And now they're going to be running towards the Dragon and looking to fight again.
Oh, I don't know if they'll be in time. This is going down quick.
They're going to ult Carry away, but he comes back from the sky, and now he's trying to get something going here, as it is going to be the smite and the magical journey out. Hanwha Life Esports, they do get this one, and now they're going to turn as Keria is going in. He wants to open this fight, but Peanut is just providing the door, and Delight thinking about the disengage. Not sure if they want to continue on this one, but the Smolder is online. The executions are beginning as Hanwha Life Esports are running T1 away from this one. T1, you just got a Baron, but they overchase, and Hanwha Life Esports will punish them.
Struggling to see the angles to make impacts in these team fights, because there's so much lockdown, so much defensive peel, and then you're just going to get burned through by this Smolder. You see them setting up for this bot lane tier 2.
mean, Zeus is trying his best. There's the lockdown, though, onto Faker. He's in a lot of trouble, and now they're going to knock away Owner. There's no protection for the Caitlyn. Down will go. Faker here in the front line. Peanut thinking about continuing on this one. Here comes the flash, the slow onto Guma, who does have his flash, but still trying to continue on this one. Big solar flare, and now Meganar coming on in, but the Sterix is gone, and they're just going to give him up. Down will go Zeus. And that is another kill here. A shutdown to Smolder, and another engage comes in from Peanut. And how about another one? They're looking for Carrier as well, as he will be taken down. It is a very long lane fight, but it is 4 kills to Hanwha Life Esports.
And they could be looking towards the end. Faker's going to be up in 15, but I don't know if he alone is enough. Wave clear, 5 members still here for Hanwha Life. And it looks like a game number 1, everything going as expected.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. We'll see if Hanwha Life Esports actually do push for the end. It looks like they're kind of backing off of the inhibitor for now, so they'll just take the free inhibitor after that big fight and back away and take the entire jungle. They're not going to try to end just yet. It's still a bit early.
Not too much of an opportunity, but that is a colossal win as we are about to head into a must-win fight for T1, because Hanwha Life, if they can get this soul, it's over.
Trying to take out Delight. He is going to be caught. They get him, and they use a lot of their CC to take him down, but that is going to give the advantage here to T1. 5 members to 4. Now, Hanwha Life Esports still have their carries. They still have a front line, and they're still very far ahead. So it looks like they want to just fight for this one. Doran just jumping on in. Doesn't even care. It's a 4v4 right now as the TP from Zeus is late, and the execution will come in. And look at the damage right now from the side of Hanwha Life. They take down 2, and Zeus can't even kill a measly Jin in the backline by himself. It's a totally broken up fight, and that will absolutely favor Hanwha Life Esports. As you know, the last fight was very one-sided. This one, even more so. And it was eventually a 4v5 as Owner will go down, and it should be Infernal Soul or just the game win to the side of Hanwha Life Esports.
Not much you can do in this situation. Owner trying to survive as long as he can, but the rest of the team are heading over to try and end the game.
And this is going to do it. Yeah. It's going to be the end of game 1. I mean, it's 15-4. It is a very one-sided start to this one. And there's not much else you can say. Some interesting picks from T1, but at the end of the day, it's good old reliable Smolder and the Poppy as well from Peanut to get the job done, as very dominant game 1 win here to the side of Hanwha Life Esports to start off this best of 5.
It really felt like every play they went for, they felt confident, they knew what to do, and I gotta say, man, I saw Peanut go for that Poppy instead of the Ivern, but he delivered. He made it work, and it's looked like not a day has passed since he was terrorizing bot lanes with this like it was in 2023.
And I think a big thing for me is if they find an advantage in the mid bleeds in a jungle, maybe they can defang this Nidalee.
And there is exactly one team where you can see Nidalee Tristana and go, oh, they're winning the mid jungle too.
Esports looking on top at the moment, but let's see how game number 2 goes as we hop into the rim right now.
The link, I'm looking at the T1 comp, that's a whole lot of squishies. So I do think, as you mentioned, it's essential that neither Zaka nor Viper falls too far behind, but the amount of CC and wombo combat that's available for Hanwha Life is going to be quite scary, given that
under the turret can be rough. I mean, playing melee into range. But yeah, trying to get aggressive is Owner. We saw that, well, Viper pretty good at this pick. A perfect KDA, as now we have an engage down on the bottom side here, thinking about getting in onto the Alistar, but nothing much is going to happen. Still the pressure from the side of Owner, and T1 is mounting.
Actually, a really big interrupt there from Carrier. If that crashdown goes through, might not have an angle as Owner.
Might fight, goes to Owner. He does have that burst. In goes Carrier, gets the flash away. And a bit of damage done to Owner, but he can heal that up on the Nidalee.
I think Hanwha Life also make the correct call not to try and contest this, given the experience disadvantage they're looking at, as the TP is going to come through here. That's Zeus.
And I think that's fine. You're not going to get dove as a Camille. Smolder doesn't have the damage yet. No, obviously, gold's still very close. It feels like HLE are kind of just doing what they can on the other side. Now, they are trying to lean towards Zeus. If they bring 4 members, that's when it becomes diveable, and it's down to how Zeus uses though.
They have 3, and there's the stun already. Zeus finally going to get that ult off, and Delight does tank out the turret. That's another turret shot going into Viper, chunking him in half. As Zeus will survive against 3. Can he survive against 4? The other question, as the stun comes in, lines it up for Zeka, and finally they're able to take out Zeus in the bottom lane. First blood to Hanwha Life Esports.
A big shove going. We'll see. Diving at Cassante is always very, very tough. Can Doran defend here?
Yeah, he's pretty tanky, but there's the unstoppable taken away, and Keria thinking about going on
Poke him
in.
down.
He's not level 6 himself just yet, but the stun comes in, and the Ziggs bomb, the all-out, goes in on Taguma as he survives for quite a long period of time. Owner nearly dies, but it is a successful dive at the end of the
Still
day.
looking to contest. Last time, Zeka single-handedly stopped them. This time, T1 going to bring a couple more people into the fray.
Yeah, definitely a different look this time around. Keria still level 5, kind of awkward for him. He wants to get that engage going. Delight level 6 himself, looking for the Magnet Storm angle. See if he can hit it. As some Ziggs poke does come in, but they will commit to this one. There's the big bomb onto the back line, but now they're trying to go forward. The spike comes in from Peanut. They get the Chemtech Drake. Drake is up next, and Hanwha Life Esports say, nope, we're done with this fight. We got the Drake, and we are out.
Great. So, who cares about the dragon? They are going to put the TP in. Maybe the minion wave is a bit too small.
They got another one. And, I mean, they have 3 grubs already. This might just go down.
Demolish as well.
If nobody comes in and stops this.
Look at Delight. He's on his way, but I don't think he's going to be in time.
I mean, maybe his threat will be enough to push them off. They do back away. Meanwhile, Owner's getting more grubs on the map, so he should be able to get some.
And the thing is, look,
really?
up. That was a zoning ult.
The zoning ult. He's pushing him off the turret so he
Trying
can
to
take
make
it.
a point off.
But
No,
he knows
Ronnie,
he knows
get
what
the
to do.
turret.
He wants the turret.
He's
He
gonna
gets
get it. There you go. Nice timing on the satchel.
There are a lot of good dragons available though, so maybe you don't want T1 to fully stack them. Let's see what happens as both Dragon and Herald going to be up in about 45. Herald already live, but no moves made to take that just yet.
Peanut just backing in front of T1, who will stop that.
That's a locket.
Yeah, Peanut is one of our junglers. I think this is the first one that was always just like, nope, Locket's the jungle item now, and I build it every single game.
Yeah, because a lot of people moved to Maokai, but on Sejuani, they were still going Zeke. He was the first to say, no, it's actually really good on every time.
I think it was Pioshik, actually, that went it first.
He might have got it first,
Which
but he's been the main believer.
Yeah, no, I know. I just, it feels to me like such a no, this item is better. I'm just going to build it every time. As right now, we do see T1 setting up shop.
Just kind of set up mines, satchels, ways to prevent entries, as it's Ocean Soul that is coming in here for game number 2. Call it from their side from behind, but from ahead, Hanwha Life Esports, they haven't made any oversteps. You know, they're just sitting back, they have a smolder, and they say, well,
You have Delight running into the Camille and not really enjoying his time, but there's a lot more resources on the way. TPs are available.
yeah, they're trying to get something here on the top side of the map, but this is kind of half-hearted as now the Ziggs bomb comes over the top. Zeus looking to take out Delight. He will not be able to. That's a kill, but look at bottom lane. This is really where most of the action is happening in terms of turrets going down. They're going to take the mid-inner, and then they'll back away, but utilizing that Rift Herald to a nice degree.
Yeah, they didn't take the tower.
Meanwhile, TP's coming in. Viper doesn't exist anymore. He's not dead, but yeah, he needs to back. Meanwhile, this top turret will go down, so at least Hanwha Life did get that, but T1 really trying to exert a lot of map pressure with this comp.
I'm not sure if it was the locker that ended up being the difference maker, but going for the flash Q there is a
Wow.
Keria.
This is Alistair. I mean, it's going to take a long time to kill him. And can they actually do it? I don't really believe just yet, but now trying to beat the fight. Here comes Camille. That's a miss on the hook shot, trying to predict the pullback, and that's not going to work. Zeka eventually just pulls back himself. Now he's going to flash over the wall, and they get away scot-free. Even Blast Cone helping them out.
Zeus caught out again.
Here we go again, and Zeka's really beginning to take over the map with the help of some of his friends. The stun comes in, and that is the combo of Yone and Sejuani, and they are just abusing those side lanes right now. As Mob will come down, the Smolder wave clear works a little bit, but it will not stop Ziggs. They take out the inner, does T1. Now Hanwha Life Esports threatening from top river.
Still concerned.
You're not getting Drakes that are that relevant. As you saw T1 when Zeus was, it's starting to feel like the main angle for T1, unless it's a great Baron setup, is just getting an engage onto Zeka as they try to get the Doran.
Yeah, I mean, at least Faker's going to do the damage, but actually it's Keria in a bit of rough spot. He's going to have to flash away, and Doran holds on to his flash, so all things considered.
Zeus damage as well.
Yeah, well, if they get everybody up there as, yeah, no hook shot just yet, and there's Zeka over the wall, and now the Magnet Storm, but the hook shot buffered to try to get away, and an ult as well, as we got a little skirmish on the right side coming in. Faker trying to flash on in, but it will be disengaged. Zeus has to back away. Here comes Owner.
There's a wave. Zeus can flank with a TP once he recalls.
They're playing it slow.
They definitely are. Hanwha Life Esports are backed up against the wall. We'll see if T1 can zone them and do some
There's TP.
No
effective
Zeka
damage.
ult, no Delight ult.
Yeah, that's a lot gone. And Hanwha Life Esports, again, they have nowhere to go as Doran trying to throw himself in there. But now Delight's got a front line, and he's not very tanky. Hanwha Life Esports are just running the opposite way as he has to flash a spear. T1 still on the chase, but they're not quite fast enough. I mean, Hanwha Life Esports are just running away from them really fast. And T1 are not going to find the engage.
TPs are available as well, although Delight isn't there just yet. Zeka doesn't have his ultimate. Maybe this is the window.
It's 27 minutes in. That's a bit of damage from Bomb. But yeah, Peanut is in the pit. They have not found a way to zone him away. And now we have the TP coming on in. The all-out onto Carrier, and Peanut will not be denied access as it is just a flip. It goes to Owner, but the health bars are so low on the side of T1. Owner is just running away. Faker's running away. Zeus is isolated. Carrier can't quite walk his way out of this one. The Baron does go the way of T1, and actually it's only just the one kill on Zeus for now.
It's a heist. They got the Baron.
They did. It looks like Carrier might
Not a
eventually go
ward,
down.
He will go down for sure. And this buys time for HLE. You know, if they chase down the Alistair or just stall them out, I guess they gave up because you can recall.
Wow, Doran might just die here. Okay.
The Koenig!
He is
Keep him
Cassante.
alive.
He's Cassante.
Okay, but the recall from Carrier taking the Dragon, this is going to slow down the Baron of T1, but they still have the buff. That's the main thing. And with the Tristan and Ziggs, they really need to get mileage out of it. It's not enough just to get a couple of towers. The base needs to be broken. You need an inhib tower at least. HLE bringing all 5 members in to try and defend here.
Want to highlight as well, Zeka going for IE, not the Jack shows that we so often see, but going full damage, identifying that he does indeed need to put out some numbers as the siege for T1 gonna be big. They need to accelerate that gold lead here.
Yeah, I mean, Hanwha Life Esports are really throwing the kitchen sink into these waves. I mean, even Mom going to be called down once again, and T1 are not going to overstay and try to take out this turret, but, you know, they get the Baron. They have a tiny Red Bull Baron power play, but they really want to get more on the map. Really doing much at the end of the day. It is about 1,200 gold in the power play, and now they're looking for Owner. Oh, he is caught out, and there's nowhere for him to go. They get Carrier as well in the Magnet Storm. This is just kind of hanging out at the end of the Baron push, and that will be a double kill now for Viper.
Got it now. I mean, look at the map state. It hasn't changed. But now HLE might get this T1 tower, so the outcome of the Baron is just positive for HLE.
Want to highlight as well, not
Incredibly strong at this point. With the rapid fire as well, you know, he's just able, if he lands one big Q on the right target, the impact is done, you know, gets the ult as well. He doesn't have to get up close and personal, but 348 stacks, this is a major issue for T1.
Yeah, and you know, you're talking about the stuff that Viper has used. I feel like we haven't really seen a coordinated fight from T1 where they really target in onto the Smolder. And here comes Smolder. Viper just flapping over the wall, and there's that poke damage coming in. Lockett gonna help against that, but now Peanut's in a bit of trouble. He's got to flash away. TP gonna be forced from both of them. Zeka gonna hold on to his though, and he will not be TPing into this fight. As I say that, he TPs into the fight. As now, trying to get on top of a Camille, that's not gonna work out. Zeka not gonna hit any engage, but actually Doran is gonna all out Guma, but Carrier is gonna get the peel on that backline. Doran in a bit of trouble, but so is Carrier. Who will go down first? The answer is the cow, as Carrier does go down. Zeka going forward, Zeus desperately trying to find the angle. Very low health bars, as in goes Zeus, but there's no follow-up as some bombs are thrown in, but Zeka, finally, the rebound for Faker. He's gonna get in, he's gonna get out, and it's just gonna be Doran super low on HP once again, eats a spear, and Zeus looking for more as the Mega Bomb comes in. They're gonna take down the Rel, and Hanwha Life Esports are left just running away from the fight.
These fights are insane! T1, they're gonna keep going! Can they go for the push? Soul is on the table.
It felt like the Smolder was becoming unstoppable. They find a winner, but now TP coming in. They will be challenged. Faker, I'm not sure you can stay in the pit against Viper.
I mean, at the end of the day, Faker doesn't die, and it's just one Ocean Soul. T1 are taking the Baron right now. I mean, and they don't really care about this Ocean. Yeah, they denied the Ocean Soul, but T1 getting the Baron at this point in the game, and they have a lead. I think we might begin to see some of those fights that actually look like they've got the whole team on the same page as we have a pause.
Zeus deciding to go back in after what has been, I think, a very lackluster game.
So
caught out repeatedly.
This is the legendary toilet issue. It has returned. Carrier says, okay, I'm very nervous. It's getting to me. I need to run to the toilet, so we'll take a little short.
So high
break.
this player, but so far in this series,
He's back.
looked really good. And Carrier, good job.
Great work. Yeah, I think he's giving a little you know, round of applause to production for letting him go.
And Viper Zhonya's, they still have to break through those for T1 to win out these fights.
I just want to highlight as well, T1 have been sitting on a gold lead, I think, for basically the entirety of this game. They're down 5 kills. Like,
Yep.
there's not been a lot of bloodshed on their end.
Well, they got some extra plates, and they've gotten some other objectives as Doran is extremely
Owner.
tanky, but Owner's in a lot of trouble. He will Zonya's in. Mom doesn't do much, but Owner's still going to be caught by the Yone. Viper in a kind of an awkward spot, but he's able to flap away, and he gets some peeling. And now Zeus is really just in a rough spot here as well. Zeka does have his GA, but down goes Zeus. And Hanwha Life Esports, they find the fight. They're looking for more. Trying to find Guma, trying to find Faker and Carrier. The 2 carries here on the side of T1. They go in onto Carrier. Look at the damage from Faker. It is huge. As there's a couple of kills already for the Tristana. Faker just standing and firing and taking everyone out. He gets a triple. He gets, no, it's the kill of the Ziggs. But it is a massive fight to the side of T1 as they overstep and Faker picks up a quadra.
Faker, the player who has struggled throughout this season, comes up huge. The movement's perfect. He gets the damage off and he turns round the fight. They're going to look for the end.
Owners just bait, baby! They don't need the Nidalee, ends up going down! But as we can see, as much damage as Zeka and Viper can do, that doesn't matter if you can't get on top of this 6 and can't get on top of this Tristana.
And it's over. There's nothing they can do. The Nexus, you see that Delight is just desperation. But this late in the game, you give up a fight like that, T1 will run away with the game. And we've got a series on our hands already. 1-1, T1 will tie it up.
Absolutely insane. As it turns out, you can have less kills than your opponent and still win a game of League of Legends.
Kills don't really matter that much at the end of the day. Zeka was so fed and didn't matter.
Nexus is taken, you know, 1-0. And yeah, I mean, Viper was a monster there, but this is kind of the continuation.
Good. And it could be Corky top, as you mentioned. But yeah, I mean, this seems like Hanwha Life Esports should have known that this is coming, especially into T1.
Yeah, I think very corky Ziggs. Good luck.
It's going to be an interesting one. Maybe a lot of scaling in this game number 3. Let's hop into the Rift and find out what happens.
Be a pivot. We'll see how him and Delight are able to use that heal as well here for Delight. Into Carrier's Ignite can always feel a little bit rough.
Early on.
And not letting the contest at level 2. One of the weaknesses of Alistair really is just not having too much presence at level 1.
Meanwhile, a knock-up and a bunch of damage in a Carrier. This is, you know, they're supposed to dominate early on, but this is getting a little bit out of hand as Carrier's going to have to back already.
But this should come as a surprise, and I think that T1 might have a suspicion. Maybe Peanut just steals a buff, but it could be so much more as he does get spotted here.
Yeah. And even his presence is going to be big. They can put on that pressure. You remember Owner was able to do this on the Nidalee in game 2, and it does look like maybe just a jungle camp, a Gromp going over to Peanut. It doesn't look like T1 will try to stick around for too long, although Guma does get rooted, but not going to go diving just yet.
That's getting used as well. We'll see if Owner actually is allowed to take his buff. Does have smite advantage, but he just can't walk up. We'll see. Doesn't have a ward, so can't get vision into the brush easily.
Yeah, he's just gonna get flashed on. He plays with fire, and now he's not able to get over the wall as it is Poppy after all. That's first blood given over to Peanut already.
Trade with Owner going towards the Dragon in return.
We'll see if he can set this up. I mean, Delight's about to face check him. Carrier around as well. Carrier's still level 3. Delight is up a level, and Viper just pushed in the bottom wave.
So shouldn't be the end of the world, but still going behind in Dragons early on doesn't end up making a really big difference in this series as the Cloud Drake comes through. And I know the grubs are coming up, but this time it looks like we're sending Zeka towards the bot wave, but still moving Viper, Doran, and Zeka all over the map. Possible catch here.
It's just interesting you track like,
yeah, Doran in a bit of trouble. He is going to get slowed up, and he's still renekted with Dominus and Flash, so He's actually totally fine.
You tracking like the last two. Oh.
Yep, that's the catch on a Faker. He is so dead in this one. He is able to Valkyrie the wall and flash actually, so maybe he's totally fine. Did have to expend a lot to get out of there, but now he's out of the fight, and that should be Grubs over to Hanwha Life.
Viper wasn't able to finish off Faker. I think the rest of the team were like, well, he's dead. Viper's there. Ran out of ammo.
Yeah, TP coming in, and now this is about to get really scrappy. The ult goes in onto the life, but now the charm coming in. They turn immediately onto Zeus, who is so low, but he gets over the wall. And now Owner in a bit of trouble, but we got the flank coming in from Faker, and Guma and Carrier looking for a bit more. A lot of low health bars, but Zeus finally goes down to the queue of the Smolder, and Carrier just trying to give up his life, just trying to frontline for the team, but Zekus is able to run forward. They deny the pummel. He is not able to get anything. It's another kill to the Smolder, and T1 are just on the run. They can't quite get away. Nearly able to take out Viper, but it's just a third kill over to Zekus Smolder.
Away. After taking him out, they then move towards the rest of the team.
Oh.
1 HP. It went to there, and he shows the emote.
Yeah, Peanut's not going to be too sad about that one. Yeah, big disaster. Therefore,
We got Zeus in a lot of trouble here. He's been denied by Peanut so many times, and you know, these times I'm like, oh, he's in a lot of trouble. Well, he just keep getting away. As Zeus will be just rooted down, but now we got the engage coming in from Carrier. As in goes the light, just trying to save Peanut, who is so low. And even the Poppy will be taken out eventually. T1 able to get that, but here comes big boy Zeka looking for a little bit more. He is so fed in this game already.
Faker also in the vicinity, which means that Doran again just gets to spend some alone time with this turret, with his demolish, so end up getting down a ton of damage here towards the bottom half of the map.
Yeah, 5 Grubs as well, so they actually do a lot of damage to these structures. So good.
Where's my emote, Peanut? Come on. He always drops the ping.
Poppy always trolls herself as a champion because you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna hit this. Oh wait, I had Buckler up. And you just outrange it. Here comes Peanut. He's going in, and he's got a big crocodile right behind him. Owner and Faker just trying to split up, but they are pretty deep into this turret. They're gonna keep Owner around it, and I think, yeah, Mom's got some scolding to do. Zeal will come in, but Owner not able to do quite too much. As finally the last Q comes in, and Zeka will pick up a 4th kill.
Probably now starting to become an even bigger deal. About 3K here for Hanwha. There is an answer for T1 on the flip side of the map again. When it comes to
the impact in these skirmishes on the next to keep himself in the game, keep himself relevant. Actually finishes first item before Zeus does. And Owner's having a rough time.
Yeah.
Kind of reminiscent of that previous series we saw between those two teams, where Peanut just kind of ran the rift. And it feels like in this game, it kind of came as a bleed out from that misplay bot where Carrier got chunked into the invade, into Owner going down, and just snowballed from there. Now, setting up the Herald, T1 want to contest though.
They kind of want to contest. Faker's CPing in onto this one, and Doran, he's going to be forced to flash away, but now the fight comes out, and the Zeri from the top side will be pushed all the way into the jungle, actually. Zeus not able to join the fight, but now Carrier, bit of an awkward spot. He is still an Alistair with flash and ult. See how long this journey goes. Looks like he's just going to accept his fate. And Hanwha Life Esports will also accept a kill with that one, and that will be another one that goes over to Zeka, making him 5-0.
They also got the Herald. So, free kill. You're going to give up one bot side outer, but that's obviously not going to be the end of the world. Even more gold going over to Zeka, who just
trade off these towers, turrets. Obviously saw that one go down bot. Zeka will pick one up top and just get even more gold.
Yeah.
He's so fed right now. He'll get to make use of it. And now with the Herald, they take mid-tier 1 and just further open up the map.
Yep. Peanut just going to throw out an ult, or rather an emote, and he's just going to run away from that one, go into the jungle, and just farm. But
Faker has 3 or 4 items. Guma sitting on a death cap as well, because right now, if these Drakes start stacking up, if Hanwha Life gets this one, if this and this attempt at, it can't fill. They need to get it.
Uh-oh, Faker, yeah, he's going to be slowed up, and now you've got the whole team body block.
Oh!
They knock him away, and they snipe the Courtney! Insane play from Hanwha and from Peanut to set it up, and that should be the Drake going into their hands as well.
That should be soul point. Peanut just sets it up. Worse about my argument.
Let's take another look.
Oh, cinematic view as well.
Even the bomb on his head, he doesn't care.
the fact you get, because if you only get one frontliner, it's irrelevant because the other one will block. But they're starting to go for plays that might look a bit desperate, trying to find picks on isolated members, and HLE sniff them out.
Yeah, Peanut's going to use the engage cone, and Faker, and they don't even know about
Are
Carrier.
they going to TP?
Might get a little bonus Carrier here. That's a lot of damage, and yeah, Carrier does go in, but Faker, they finally deal with him. Down he goes, and Carrier is, in fact, the bonus Carrier that I did mention. So down he'll go, and now we have very awkward Guma, who TP'd into this fight. He is free as well. You talked about desperation. That one definitely looked desperate. Hanwha Life Esports will clean it up easily.
Join them. Hanwha Life is going to take this Baron, and there's nothing that anyone on T1 can do about it. By the time he arrived, I don't know if...
Another play here. Guma's in a lot of trouble. Can they take him down is the question. The grenade goes flying, but he will live with that flash. And now an opportunity for T1 to turn this one around, but this is so tanky. He's got the Warmog's finish, and now he goes back in, and he's frontlining. There's the Nagamana Faker. Down he'll go. Doran diving the turret. Sekka is a massive dragon at this point, and they will just dive on in and decimate the rest of T1. Carrier goes down. It's a triple for the Smolder. And that might just be it. I mean, Hanwha Life Esports fight another massive fight.
Should just be game end here. HLE with the most crushing victory we've had this series. Once again winning on blue side. Guma going to try what he can, but there's no way he defends against 5 here.
Yeah, he's trying desperately to clear the way, but there's not much that he can do. Down he goes, he trades for Delight, but he will not trade Nexuses. Hanwha Life Esports will take down game number 3 and retake the lead in this series 2-1.
Of T1 versus Gen G, the biggest rivalry that we've had in the LCK in the modern era.
And we've said constantly that red side is in a rough spot this season because it's so sparse on bans. But against Peanut, Maokai ban, Vi ban, Feels Force, Rumble's a given, and Peanut still pops off this game and dominates the early game. I don't think that leaving open like Maokai for Peanut is the right decision at all, but it feels like they're sending 2/3 of the bans towards him, leaving the Smolder open, and then still getting gapped by Peanut. There doesn't seem to be a good answer, but it's...
Want to reiterate, the one game that T1 won was off of the back of an absolute hero play. That game could have very well gone to Hanwha. So,
T1 got a big draft gap. We'll see what the gameplay looks like, though, as we hop into the rift for game number 4.
Towards Peanut's blue and trying to find some pressure there. The light also now late to lane, so maybe T1 can capitalize that on a bit, and is a monster late game.
Yeah, especially when you're going Grasp, and you're also getting Grasp stacks. And meanwhile, Delight's here, he just flashes in, it's a free kill on a Faker, and now he's able to deny the entry from Owner. First Blood will go over to Delight, which is the only good thing for T1, but Hanwha Life Esports are eating good here in this early game.
Delight, ideally you'd want to have wanted it on Zeka, but I think that alone not going to be the difference maker. Peanut, if Owner can lend the spear, could be something.
Oh.
Well, it seemed like he had a inkling.
We've seen a lot of this Jin Ziggs this series, and it feels like it just gives like so much freedom.
Oh, the root's gonna be rooted down. He's at least able to hop away, but I'm not sure he's getting away from this one. It looks like Hanwha Life Esports do not want to overchase.
It's just too slow.
And that really the top lane with it.
And you know, they are now looking for something. Might find Carrier here.
Delight is always there, and he's in bot this time around. Carrier, he's got the Eclipse, but I don't know if he's got legs to stand on anymore. Down he'll go, and just a lack of vision, and now they leave Kuma alone in the bottom side. Hanwha Life Esports, he's safe in that way, but again, it's not the proactive Ziggs that we have looked for. And now we're gonna open up here on a Zeus, really on the angle there. Zeus, not much room to go for. He's gonna try to flash away, and there's not enough stuns coming in. Here's Delight again, he's everywhere. And he'll take a bunch of damage as well. So now maybe an angle for T1 to go for these grubs.
Actually, it's not looking that bad here. Peanut holds onto the ultimate. I think could have used it, but maybe wasn't sure whether they had the damage. That's no Viper ult, so that should be 6 grubs for T1. Which is a very, very necessary dub in their column.
4
5
grubs?
is still there. Just 4 is already
5?
decent. I think 5 you can just take and peace out.
Which looks point, so... Owner is trying to set up on this now. HLE hovering around.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have Viper yet, so it doesn't really feel like they can fight. The top laner champions don't have their teleports at the moment, so T1 just trying to get this one down and in their column. Faker's gonna take the aggro, which actually resets the Dragon a little bit, and T1 feeling the pressure now. Viper, here comes the helicopter trying to get somebody out of this one. It will be Carrier that is sent flying, and they say thank you for the leash. They'll take the Dragon, and it's Mountain Soul up next. Hanwha Life Esports basically run away with the free objective.
What, 150, 200 stacks?
All right, trying to get on top of the Poppy. That's pretty brave, but they have enough damage with the Nidalee just to follow up. But Delight is holding, waiting. He's still got his flash, and he really wants to use it. He is, and then he just dies anyway. I really liked how he was holding it and not using it, and then he used it.
Kept holding it.
And then I really didn't like that part. Okay, nice dodge for Zayas, but he doesn't have his flash, and yeah, he's pretty dead. 1 Q will get the job done, so Hanwha Life Esports at least are able to
Nessus pushes fast, but not as fast as a Tristana with 5.
I think the problem is, though, is that HLE trade towers, but also get Herald. So now T1 might feel like they need to get more
Call needs to be the right one. 260 stacks now for Doran, so inside is going to be a menace. There's that Herald you were talking about, Ox.
Yeah, won't be able to get the tower, but just put some pressure down. I'm not sure about this. I feel like mid would have been better, but maybe they just thought they wouldn't find a window there. Now they are looking for Doran.
Yeah, he's kind of getting baited into this one, and Faker just gonna hop away. Doran now flashes into the T1 jungle. Zeke's even trying to get on in there. Doran 1 Q away and nearly takes off Zeus' head as, yeah, he will go down to the explosive shot, but that got a little bit spicy.
But gonna have to land a lot of poke. T1, this is a must-get for them. If Hanwha Life gets Soul Point of a Mountain Soul into this poke composition, they're gonna be in deep trouble.
Well, both the teams are gonna fight for it. Doran's taking the long way around. He doesn't have his flash anymore, but here comes the Delight. Oh, it's not gonna hit anything, as it's like he was going to be pushed away from that one. So the Drake does go over to their side. There's the clear from the Ziggs, and all of a sudden, T1 get the Drake. They don't lose a turret, and nothing else much happens. Feels pretty good for T1.
Yeah, really well played. Good poke landed. They had the setup first. They didn't get hit by the Poppy ult. You know, Guma was ready with the interrupt, but was out of range. And
Is
then
that
the
a
ult
satchable tower?
Oh, it might just be.
Yeah, we're gonna see another ult try to clear the way, but yeah, that is a satchable tower. Down it goes, and Guma is able to take it down.
And you know,
Think about
if
that.
you
Well,
don't
they
have
got
any,
one.
if you don't have any tanks, just get Mountain Soul, 4 Mountain Dragons, and everyone's a tank. Woo!
Very nice setup here for T1, but they don't know about this ward, so maybe they're gonna have an inkling now that it is there. T1 trying to hang around, they will clear that out, and really want to take down the second dragon, but they're being very careful about it.
And it's just so hard to approach, and they're taking so much damage anytime anyone steps up.
Baker getting withered and taking a bunch of poke, and now Carrier's got a flash away. Not the cleanest setup around this one, and now Hanwha Life Esports are going to take over control of this very important rush.
Bodwave is knocking on the doors, but doesn't look like Hanwha Life is really going to care. They want to secure this dragon. Zekov is off on his own, but I don't think T1 knows about it. Now they will.
I mean, they're going to spot him coming on in. Zeka just kind of an awkward spot. He will be able to call down Mom from here, but he's not really in the fight for what it's worth. He's looking to maybe engage with the blast cone as Corki, as now it's just blanking Corki, and there goes the Leona. Mom comes down, they're just trying to zone them away, burst down the dragon, and that they will. They take down the mountain, and now they're so close to this one. Zeka has to flash out of here. They want to take the fight afterwards, but the zoning that is coming in is pretty big, but there's the Leona into it, but the light is right on top of him. Peanut also gets away, but Viper's still in a lot of trouble, will be taken down, and T1, they're getting resets, they're looking for more. Looks like they'll only get the 1 kill, and the dragon is taken by Hanwha Life Esports.
This is the problem. They don't.
Bunch of times in recent history.
I think they just want to pressure this Baron. TP called in, and they say, Faker, get over here. We're doing the Baron. 5 members of T1 have already started up this objective. They're looking for the turn on to Peanut, who is incredibly tanky, and Carrier now over the wall, taking damage from the Smolder. This follow-up is not there, and it's just a free Leona, and the call is not clean on the turn from T1, and they just lose their support.
Particular, not going to work as a...
The 1v1, a little bit of help from the Ziggs, and it's just a trade. Guma trying to help out, trying to get over there on time, but it's actually a shutdown that's given over to Zeka.
But look at the reason.
It's definitely been kind of the way it's been going. You know, T1 have the gold lead, but it feels like Hanwha Life Esports are getting these these little wins, and this time around it feels bigger because this is for Mountain Soul.
They can hard force, they know. Zeka is going to be up in 8 seconds. TP's available. T1, they need a miraculous steal, but I don't know if Owner can get to the pit, especially not with the light there.
That's so difficult for them. There's the TP, and it's just 4v5. What do you do except run away as Keria? Owner thinking about getting in there, but it's not going to happen. He throws the spear, runs away. That's Mountain Soul given over to Hanwha Life Esports. 29 minutes into the game.
And once again, T1 try and make a proactive play. Looks like a decent idea, but the backfire hurts them so much. The light going
Zeus. Oh, okay.
No.
It's about sending a message.
I was
guys.
concerned for both of them.
He's tanky now, right? Mountain Soul, and the thing is, if that means an extra Nidalee Q, an extra Ziggs Q, just to burst through the shield is so hard, they're starting the Baron.
Oh, a lot of ults are down here for Hanwha Life. I don't know if that's enough, but T1 is going to try.
They're going to send it. We'll see if it works out for them. Peanut is in the pit. The solar flare doesn't hit anything, and it goes to Peanut. The steal comes in, and T1 might just get wiped here. They've got Doran in the front line for Hanwha. He's going to flash the wall. Down will go Faker in the execution. And even potential for the Penta. It's not going to happen, but Hanwha Life Esports with this team fight win, take a massive lead in this game.
Nexus might not go down, but maybe we can call it a game ender nonetheless. The gold now going to spike. The map control that T1 so desperately needed going to be denied. And Faker's going to be up, Kuma's going to be up, but I don't know how much of the base they can keep standing.
Hanwha Life Esports, they're taking everything, and it was little by little they were getting wins around the map, and then finally they were able to find a really big one. And again, guys, this is for Worlds. World Seed would go over to Hanwha if they win it here, and now they've caught another one as down will go Owner, and they're looking to maybe end this one. We've seen some Red Bull Baron power plays in this one, but no 7,000 gold Red Bull Baron power plays until now.
T1 just trying to clear the waves for the time being. The wave clear's there, but it's a struggle against the Baron. 2 inhibitor towers already down, and Theirs can just play around the rapid fire to pressure this one. Look at the damage!
Oh god, and they're gonna throw this on top of Zeka, but it's actually Faker who's in danger of going down, and now the turret will fall. It's actually an 8,200 Baron power play by the end of it all. And Hanwha Life Esports are knocking on the door of their seed to the finals, to Worlds. And I don't think T1 have legs to stand on anymore. We've got a 7,000 gold lead for Hanwha. Hanwha Life in control of this game. Will they end it here is really the only last question. They're gonna take every inhibitor that they can and everything that they can away from T1.
I think T1 just have to try and force something. If they lose triple in here with Elder in 2 minutes, the game's over. But the opportunity's just not there.
And they just don't really have an angle as Peanut taking a bit of damage here, but the light just holds up the helicopter. Keria blocks a lot, but you've already lost your inhibitor. That's a bit of damage, but at the end of the day, it's Mountain Soul.
It's good route though. They're actually, I don't think they're gonna make it in time. We'll see.
Hanwha can just
they
peel
have
off.
TP as well, but yeah, it's just the turn from Hanwha, and a bit of damage comes in, but the stopwatch, oh, the 6 damage is massive actually in that push, but do they have enough to take out Hanwha? Peanut has to flash away, but Viper flashes in. He's getting so low, but Zeus takes him down. Owner and Zeus, the last hope of T1, but they will not take out Zeka. That will do it. Hanwha Life Esports take the 3-1 victory tonight.
And we will be denied the repeat T1 Gen G finals. HLE gonna break up the streak. They're gonna go to finals. They're gonna go to Worlds. HLE come in strong with a 3-1 victory over T1.
Let's try our best moving into tomorrow, most likely, and probably just for the rest of the year in general. Guma did do a lot of damage in that last fight especially, but at the end of the day, they were just too far behind. And for T1, as you guys mentioned, you know, they do have the regional qualifiers. They're not out of work.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the post-match interview translation, joined by Hanwha Life Esports, who just took a 3-1 victory in the lower finals of the 2024 LCK Playoffs Round 4, presented by Woori. So let's hear from Doran, Peanut, Zeka, Viper, Delight, and head coach Dandy. Congratulations! Thank you.
들리시죠? 도란 선수 오늘
the
3대 1로
fans
승리를
are
하면서
so rowdy.
T1을 꺾고
Doran,
결승
you took
진출에
T1
성공을
down with
하셨습니다.
a
소감
3-1
들어보겠습니다.
victory and advanced to the finals. How do you feel? Now being able to perform and play in front of so many fans supporting us on such a big stage was so ecstatic and it was so fun. And I feel like I missed one finals and just being able to go back.
아, 좋습니다.
It just feels surreal and I will be sure that I am ready.
감독님께서 사전 인터뷰에서 T1에서
And even your head coach Dandy mentioned how threatening and how important the top lane matchup is. So what mindset did you play with today?
늘 하던 대로 저의 최선을 다하자고
No, I put in my everything and thought that I should play as always, as I have always been playing. And so no one can stop Doran in his peak form. What are your thoughts on this statement and how did you feel about today's matchup? I think it's just everything that we have been doing so far and all the preparation have really paid off. And regarding the statement for today's match, I feel like I wasn't really in my peak form. I wasn't able to showcase that, but tomorrow I will. And Doran, you have experience winning 3 consecutive titles with Genji. And this will be your 4th title if you win. So what does this finals mean to you? During the rehearsal and all the preparation work that went into today's match, honestly, I felt really emotional. Maybe it's an overstatement, but there has been so much work put into this, and just winning tomorrow would mean so much. And I actually feel so confident for tomorrow.
자, 이어서 피넛 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Next up, let's talk to Peanut.
승리 축하드립니다. 하나생명의 전신인
Congratulations.
락스타이거즈에서
At Hanwha Life Esports, formerly known as Rocks Tigers, you got their first title 8 years ago. And after returning to your former team, you led the team to the grand finals once again. So what does this grand finals mean to you?
8년 전에 했어요.
My first title was 8 years ago. And today, that's why I even wanted to go to the finals even more. And I'm just really glad and just being able to achieve that dream of coming to the finals and advancing to the finals with my team, it just feels like so surreal. It means so much to me. And so in games 1 and 3, you got POG with Poppy, and Delight piloted her in game 4. So what is the overall evaluation of Poppy as a team? I feel like rather than saying that she's really extremely good, but against an aggressive team like T1, Poppy has a really good counter to that kind of a team play style. So I believe that was just something that we tried to utilize today in today's match.
또 이렇게 유니폼을 들고 오셨어요.
Wow, someone has the old Rocks Tigers uniform.
더 뜨겁게 달아오를 것 같은데요.
How does it feel? Feel like you'll have a resolution like no other. Honestly, it feels really nice, and it actually brings back really good memories. I feel like all my old teammates must feel so happy to see this. Now, what's remaining is your match against Genji, which you were a part of last season. And it's time to win and prove yourself. So what did you work on the most to prepare? With Genji being able to pull off so many good team fights, I feel like aside from macro, I think it's just really going to be more about teamwork and team fights. So I think we're able to showcase that today, and as long as we keep that up, it will go smoothly tomorrow as well. And you are on the path of winning 7 titles and becoming the first jungler to do so. So what is your resolution? Honestly, I don't think that there's a lot left in my professional career, and I don't want to miss this opportunity. So I will make sure and do my best to win tomorrow.
이어서 제카 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Let's talk to Zeka.
LCK 첫
Zeka, this is
결승입니다.
your first LCK finals.
또 가까운 경주에서
Close to your
결승을 가게
hometown,
되셨는데요.
Pohang,
기분
you'll be a
어떠신가요?
part of the finals in Gyeongju. How do you feel?
스프링 때 좀 아쉽게 떨어지고 나서 이제 제
You know,
프로
after
통산에서 첫
we
결승전의
unfortunately
무대를 밟아보는
lost
거라서 엄청
and
간절했었는데
it got eliminated from the playoffs last spring, we were just that much more desperate for this season. So I'm just really glad that we're able to make it to the grand finals. And Hanwha blind picked Smolder in all 4 games and used him in mid for 3 of those games. So it looked like the team prioritized Smolder over Ziggs. So what strength were you looking at? So Smolder as a champion has really strong late game.
심볼들을 뽑아서 후반에 이제 밸류 픽으로 승부를 보면은 충분히 이길 수 있다고
And I think
생각해서
it was just all about late game. We wanted to get the most value in the late game, and that's why we prioritized him.
정말 최고였습니다. 월드 우승을 이뤄보기는 하셨지만
And so,
LCK
although
결승전은
you are a
처음입니다.
world's champion, this will be your
결승을
first
치르게 될
LCK
텐데
finals.
각오 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Your first one on a big stage. So what is your resolution?
먼저 밟아보고 이렇게 LCK 무대를 밟아서
You know, being able to be a part
색다르긴
of the world stage, the world's
처음
grand
밟아보는
final stage,
무대만큼
and
더
being
준비
able to
잘해서
be a
꼭
part of
우승할
the
수 있도록
LCK grand
해보겠습니다.
finals, it'll be
네,
different. It's
기대하겠습니다.
going to feel different,
자, 이어서
but I want to do my
바이퍼
best
선수
and win it
만나보겠습니다.
once again.
바이퍼 선수
And Viper.
개인적으로도 정말 오랜만에 LCK 결승에 진출을
So
하셨습니다.
it's been a while since you made it to the
이후에
LCK finals
5년
in your
만인데요.
career.
기분이 어떠세요?
Since 2019 summer, it's been 5 years. How do you feel?
사실 이번 스프링 시즌 때
A little,
갈 수 있을 거라 생각했는데
you know,
못 가서 많이 아쉬웠었고
This spring was the time that I thought I was going to be
오랜만에 가게
making
돼서
it, but
되게 기쁩니다.
it felt really
기쁘신
disappointing
거 맞죠?
to not make it back then. So I'm just really
생일
happy
축하드립니다.
that I'm able to
오늘
be a
바이퍼
part of the
선수는
grand
진을
finals this
집중
time around.
기용하셨습니다. 오늘 바텀 대결.
And you
키워드는
utilized
어떤
and
점을
focused on using
포인트로
Jin
생각을
today.
하셨을까요?
So what was the main point of today's match against T1 in the bot
바텀
lane?
라인전을
Against
계속 신경
T1,
쓰고 있고요. 그런
I always put in
자세히는
even more effort
말씀드리지만
to winning the
좋은
lane in the bot lane, and I can't really disclose too much detail, but I feel like we were able to utilize such a good champion today.
걸려 있는 결승전이 바로 내일입니다.
And with your first LCK title on the line,
공약을 하셨더라고요.
the grand finals will be tomorrow, and you promised that if you win the title, you will sing AD Carry God Viper.
연습 많이 하셨나요?
Have you
연습은 안
practiced a
했고요.
lot?
그냥
No, I didn't practice at all. But you know, if I do win the title, I will sing it for
네,
you.
바이퍼 선수의 우승 그리고 또 노래도 기대해 보겠습니다.
We
감사합니다.
are certainly looking forward to that.
나눠보겠습니다. 딜라이트 선수.
And next, let's talk to Delight.
와, 오늘도 엄청난 플레이 보여주셨는데요.
Wow, what an
개인
incredible
통산
performance
벌써 세
by
번째
you today.
결승입니다. 소감 들려주시죠.
This will be your third all-time. You have already secured 3 LCK finals appearance. How do you feel?
아까 보이스에서도
You know, this is so important for
내일도 잘해보자.
our entire
이렇게
team,
또
so we'll
팀원들이
do our
격려하는 모습도
best.
나왔는데요. 4세트 POG를 받게 된 딜라이트 선수입니다.
And you got
오늘
POG
양팀
in game
서포터의
4.
수싸움이 대단하기도 했었고요. 또 서포 픽에
And
대한
both supports were
궁금증도
highlighted
많았습니다.
today.
밴드는 생각대로 잘 풀린 것
And
같으신가요?
there was so much anticipation with the support picks. So, do you think the draft phase went in your favor? I feel like a lot of the picks that we saw in the draft phase were some of the picks that we had expected, and that definitely means that it did go in our favor. So you were a part of Genji in the past with 2 titles under your belt. So what does this upcoming finals personally mean to you?
젠지의 5연승을 끈을 자르기도 해서
You know, this is the moment to prove myself, and this is the time I will halt Genji and stop them from a 5-feet.
팬분들께 마지막으로 한마디 부탁드릴게요.
And any shout out to your fans.
재밌고 좋은 경기력으로 보여드리려고
We'll be ready for tomorrow and give you an entertaining and good match tomorrow. Thank you.
자, 마지막으로 최인규 감독님과 인터뷰
Lastly, let's
나눠보겠습니다.
talk to head coach Dandy.
네, 댄디 감독님 감독 부임 이후에 LCK
So
최초로
since you were appointed as
결승전에
the head coach,
기분이
you managed
어떠세요?
to secure your first LCK
일단
finals.
굉장히 기쁘고
How do you feel?
스프링 때 결승전에서
No, I'm incredibly
아쉽게
happy.
만큼 서머 때 꼭 결승 무대를 가고 싶었는데
No,
선수단 다
I wanted
같이
to make sure that we
열심히
make it this
노력해서
time since
결승전
we had a
무대를 갈수 있어서
disappointing
굉장히 기쁜 것 같습니다.
result last spring season. But being able to make it to the grand finals means so much. So in today's match against T1, we expected an intense pick and ban battle. So what was the most important aspect of the draft? Yeah, there are a lot of draft decisions that involved strategy, but ultimately we knew that our players were able to utilize a lot of these picks a lot better than our opponent. So we had a lot of faith in our team. So anything you'd like to say to your players who played their hearts out? Good work, you guys. Being able to win today means a lot, and it's very, very happy that we were able to make it to the grand finals, but I want us to actually be able to lift the trophy, and I know we can do it. And with Hanwha Life Esports' new name, you have brought the team to the finals, the highest point they've ever reached. And now it's time to win it all. So share your resolution with the Hanwha Life Esports fans. You know, as long as our wait was, I want to make sure that tomorrow is just as valuable and it pays off for everyone. Congratulations once again. And that's the end of the post-match interview with Hanwha Life Esports. Please give it up for Hanwha Life Esports and tossing it back to the analyst desk. Thank you.